In this video, we're going to talk about how to remove love bugs and guts from your vehicle, specifically the front end. This truck that we have here came down from Florida and we're all the way in Texas, so there's quite a bit of love bugs and such on the front end, as well as it hasn't been washed, so there's also a light layer of dirt and debris. So this one is actually dirty and hammered with actual bugs and such. Now, an important thing to note is that the difficulty of removing the bugs is going to come down to, well, one of the elements is that how long they've been on there. If they've been sitting on there for days, weeks, months in the hot baking sun, they might etch into the paint way quicker as opposed to if you just take care of it the next day. So with love bugs and guts, you want to get to them as quickly as you can. Even if you can't wash the entire vehicle, address the bugs as quickly as you can because they can do permanent damage on your vehicle. Now what I'll be teaching here is how to remove the love bug with either a pressure washer and a cleaner, a bug sponge, a wash mitt, when you should go completely touchless, when you shouldn't, and just go in for it and get them off as best as you can, and so much more. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first way to try to remove bugs is if you have a pressure washer. This is the Karcher 1700. You can simply start by spraying it down and seeing where that gets you. If you can still use a garden hose if you don't have a pressure washer. Just they might have different results just purely based off of spraying because the pressure is obviously going to be different. But if you have any type of pressure washer, I'm gonna do this section right here. You could just so it took some of them off, not a lot by any means. Like there's still quite a bit of bugs and such. Now the next step you could do is so if you have a garden hose, you're gonna have even worse results just because you're gonna have less pressure. Duh, of course. Now the next thing is you can either use an all-purpose cleaner here, Super Clean, diluted 4:1, meaning 6 ounces of Super Clean and 26 ounces of water. You can use that dilution ratio with any APC that's dilutable. Or you can use a product specific cleaner that's a bug and tar remover. Now, is one better than the other? I'm sure there's different chemicals out there that will yield you different results. Now, which one is better? You know what? For me, I'm always gonna mostly go with all-purpose cleaner diluted at a heavier strength rather than like a bug and tar specific remover. At least for bugs. With tar, yes, you will want to use a tar remover. But with bugs, I want to say you'll be safe with just using an all-purpose cleaner diluted down to 4:1 or 1:1 or maybe even 10:1. So now let's go ahead and spray this with APC 4:1 and let it sit there for a bit. Then I'm going to come here to the other side. And I don't know how close you can see, but it is kind of breaking down a little bit already, the bugs. It's loosening it up. So let's go ahead and spray it down. It's already been there for like 10 seconds or so, so we'll go ahead and just rinse it down with the pressure washer. So hopefully it's picking up on camera, but not only did we get more of the bugs off, but we also got a lot more of the dirt off. When we just use the pressure washer alone with nothing on it, if you're using garden hose and you use a garden hose, that we got a very little bit of the bugs off, but not the dirt itself. Once we sprayed APC, it also broke down the layer of grime and dirt that was built up on it. Remember, this one came from Florida, so there's a lot of mileage on here and a ton of bugs and a light layer of dust and dirt on the front end. So with the APC, we also removed the layer of dirt on top of the bugs that were here, so that's good. So now let's see how the J. Leno's bug and tar remover is going to perform. I don't think I've used this one yet, so this is going to be my first time seeing the results as well. We're gonna bypass just rinsing it down with the pressure washer. We're gonna go straight with the bug and tar remover. So if it's like the Super Clean, then it should remove the bugs and such, as well as remove the layer of dirt because it's also breaking that down. Now I know if you have a stronger pressure washer, you might bypass the APC and might take off a lot of the layer of dirt and such, but here this is what I have. It's 1700 psi, so not the strongest thing, but even just spraying APC is enough to break down, rinse it down, and you've got a much cleaner surface. So alright, it's dwelled for a few seconds here, so now let's go, and you can see it, hopefully it's picking up on camera. If the settings correct, yeah, it's breaking down some of it here, like it's clearly working, there's no question about it. So now let's rinse down this whole area with the pressure washer. Think some water go down here. Okay, and hopefully you can tell it's the similar results to the Super Clean or the Aquaburst cleaner, where it took off the bugs and guts and such, and it also helped take off that layer of dirt. So here, simply comparing the Super Clean to the product specific bug and tar remover, just off of this I would say they're similar results simply by spraying and rinsing down. Now just here at this exact very moment, I just got bit by an ant. At this moment I would say, like, if they're giving you similar results like this for bug removal, I would just keep the all-purpose cleaner diluted 4:1 or 10:1 maybe, if you want to give that a try. Now again, when it comes to tar though, you will need a tar specific product to remove that because it is different, but here just as is, I'm sticking with the all-purpose cleaner. Whether it's Super Clean or not, an all-purpose cleaner could give you these results. But now let's say you don't have a pressure washer and you just have a garden hose. Well, I can already say that the garden hose isn't gonna get you favorable results, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip that right now. So next is, let's say you just rinse it down. This is ONR. So you're not gonna get favorable results, right? Let's just say that's enough that knocks it off with the garden hose. And then you're gonna wash it, right? So this is just a wash mitt with just regular shampoo. All right, so that still is not gonna get a lot of you know, favorable results. So what you can do is you can then maybe use this microfiber part of the wash mitt if you have it, and maybe scrub a little bit, very gently. Or, which is probably a better method, is you can have a specific bug sponge remover, and you can spray your APC or your specific bug remover, and then just agitate here, and that removed all of the bugs. Now let me rinse it down as if this was a garden hose, but I don't have a garden hose right now because it's already picked up with the pressure washer. And boom, there you go. Most of the bugs have been removed with just a simple wash as normal to remove the loose debris, and then a bug sponge remover with Super Clean. Now there is going to be different levels to this, where if this car has been, you know, it's 2 years old, it's never been properly washed or dried, it has a membership at a local car wash where it's unlimited washes for $10 a month, and they take it there 4 times a week, like at that point you don't have to be, in my opinion, because you just have to fit the level of work or level of service that you do based on the vehicle. Like here, I'm not going to be overly concerned about installing swirls or scratches because this vehicle has never been properly corrected or maintained or waxed or coated or anything like that. So in this situation, I don't mind just simply going over it with a wash mitt, right, before I even rinse it, spraying it with some Super Clean or a bug specific remover, taking your bug sponge and then lightly agitating it. I don't mind doing this because again, you want to match the level of service or whatever to, not service, I don't know what the proper term I'm looking for here, but you don't have to be extra gentle if it's not corrected. If there's already a ton of swirls and scratches in there, if it's not gonna get corrected and they're maybe just calling you out for a simple wash to remove these love bugs. Now if it has been corrected, if it has been coated, if it is maintained, then yeah, you want to go with a more touchless system, and that's going to be spraying it down with your bug and tar or all-purpose cleaner, rinsing it down, washing it, spraying super clean again, and getting it off as much as you can without actually touching the vehicle. So if you wanted to go that route and you didn't want to touch the vehicle at all, or at the least that you want to not instill any swirls and scratches anywhere, then yeah, it'll look something like this. You're gonna rinse it down first. To get as many of the bugs that you can from there without touching it. And I'm doing this top part because I already did most of the bumper where all the bugs were at. So, you know, here it doesn't really matter because it's the grill, so it's, you know, but yeah, anyways. And then spray the cleaner. Here I'm gonna use a bug and tar remover just because. Let that dwell for a few seconds. If you're in a hot environment, you'd want to not wait as long because it can dry quicker. Then you'll take the pressure washer again, or your water or garden hose if that's all you have, and rinse it down again. And now we removed about 90% of the bugs on the front end. So now I'm gonna switch up. I'm just switching up the product just because. Then you can take your super clean one more time and just let it sit there for a little more. Right, this is diluted 4-to-1. Then you can take your wash mitt, whether it's rinseless or traditional, and just give it a wash, right? Very gentle. And then rinse it down again. And boom, 99% of all the bugs and scratches are gone. Now if there's still some here and there that you need to address, then simply take your product, whatever product you're using. There's no bugs here, but I'm gonna just spray it somewhere. Spray it on there, let it dwell, and just lightly agitate and work on those areas that need to be removed very gently, and then rinse it down and you're good. Now that's for the painted areas. For the trim area, it's a bit more forgiving. Depending on how long the bugs have been there and such, they don't stay there they don't get stuck to it as easily as the paint. So here, the trim here on the front bumper, I haven't sprayed any cleaner at all. Maybe just some residue that's fallen over, but for the most part, I haven't touched it. So with this one, if you have a pressure washer, it's much easier just to pressure wash these without any additional work or chemicals. So check it out. And boom, there we go. Hopefully it's picking up on camera, but at least 90% of the bugs were removed. If you want to, you know, just to make sure you got everything off, you could do this beforehand and spray it to just give you that extra power, but here it wasn't really necessary. But you could do this before you rinse it off, just to give you that extra power there, that extra boost, and then rinse it off again. And there we go. And if you don't have the pressure washer, use the garden hose. If not that, then just, like I said, rinse it down with your hose, spray your APC, wash it down perhaps, wash it, and then for any specific areas, spray your cleaner and work it in with the bug sponge. And that's gonna wrap up this video. Go ahead and give me a like for all the bugs that we took off the front end. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, concerns, or anything specific related to how to remove bugs. Now again, don't get too stuck on the pressure washer part. Like if it's 17, if it's 1200, if it's 1500 psi, it's all gonna work better than a garden hose. But that doesn't mean just because you only have a garden hose, you can't remove the love bugs. You just have to go in a different method, manner, way to remove those bugs. But most importantly is that get to them as quickly as you can. Don't wait weeks, especially if you're like in the baking hot sun. Remove them as quickly as you can. So let me know your feedback and I'll see you on the next one.